Hi, for this lesson I want us to have a look at another effect of plate tectonics. We've looked a little bit at volcanoes, at earthquakes, and now I want to think about the shape of the Earth's surface, how high it is above relative to sea level, not just above sea level. For this lesson you're going to need a ruler, some coloured pencils if you have them, and a calculator. We're working on pages 8 and 9 of your booklet. Let's go. This map shows us that the height of the Earth's surface varies. The highest point on Earth, the top of Mount Everest, is 8,850 metres above sea level. The lowest point on the Earth's surface is a place called Challenger Deep at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is over 11 kilometres below sea level. So what I want to do today is I want to look at this range of values to see if it tells us something about the Earth and something in particular about the continents and the oceans. To do this, we need to have a look at some data. This is the data that you have in your booklet. What this shows is the percentage of the Earth's surface area that's between different heights relative to sea level. You can see sea level there marked with that thick grey line. The numbers above represent the parts of the Earth's surface that are above sea level. The numbers below, so the negative numbers, represent the proportions below sea level. Now what I want us to be able to do is to plot a graph of this, but it's a very particular type of graph called a cumulative frequency graph. To work this out, what we need to do is we need to start with the percentage area we see at the top of this data. So only 0.1% of the Earth's surface is higher than 5 kilometres above sea level. We can then see that between 4 and 5 kilometres above sea level, we have 0.4% of the Earth's surface. Now, to work out the cumulative percentage area, what we need to do is we need to add those two figures together. So that effectively what we're saying is that we have 0.5% of the Earth's surface area that's higher than 4 kilometres above sea level. If we look at the next value, it's 1.1%. So the cumulative percentage area, or in other words, the percentage of the Earth's surface that's higher than 3 kilometres above sea level, is going to be 0.5 plus 1.1, which gives us 1.6%. What I'd like you to do is complete the rest of that column, adding the total percentage onto the percentage of the next lowest value. So higher than 2 kilometres then, we're going to add 1.6 to 2.2, and so on all the way down. So our final value should be 100%. Give that a go now. Okay then, let's see what we've come up with. If we keep adding our values, we can see that higher than 2 kilometres is 3.8%, higher than 1 kilometre is 8.3%, higher than sea level is 29.1%. If we then start adding values for below sea level, we get these values. So we should have that data now completed in our booklets. But what I want us to do now is to plot a graph using that data. And to do this, I've given you some axes and some graph paper on page 9. Now the big thing to remember with this graph plotting is that I would like you to plot these values against the lower height value. So for example, at the top we have a percentage of 0.1 we're plotted against 5 kilometres above sea level. At 4 kilometres it'd be 0.5, at 3 kilometres it's 1.6, and so on. You will need to work out a horizontal scale. Remember that your maximum value is 100. When you've plotted these points, you can join them together. I've used a different colour for the heights above sea level from those below sea level. Once you've got that done, could you then have a go at questions C and D? See if you can work out these different areas. Okay, you may need to look up what some of those terms mean. So, press pause now and have a go at the questions B, C and D on page 8. Okay then, let's have a look at some results. This is the graph that we're looking to plot. Let's start by plotting some lines. So we plot the points. As you can see, I've used different colours for above and below sea level. And I can then join these up. Okay, so we've now got a graph showing us the spread of heights of the Earth's surface. You can see that we have very little at the extremes. Most of the Earth's surface is actually in sort of two groups. The continents consist of about 29.1% of the Earth's surface. The oceans, 70.9%. The mountains, the areas above a kilometre, are about 8.3%. And the ocean trenches, the deepest part of the ocean, maybe only 0.1%. The median value, which is 50% of the Earth's surface, is about 3.2 kilometres below sea level. So the average height of the Earth's surface compared to sea level is 3.2 kilometres deep. The mode average height is 4 to 5 kilometres below sea level. This is actually the average depth of the oceans. Most of the Earth's surface, or the highest proportion of the Earth's surface, is the ocean floor. Those of you that want to dig deeper, here's an interesting puzzle for you. Is the Earth smoother than a snooker ball? Now, snooker balls have a radius of 26.25 millimetres. What would the range of surface heights be if they're at the same scale as that snooker ball? Because the size of a snooker ball has to be accurate to within 0.05 of a millimetre. Is the Earth that smooth? Work it out in proportion to the radius of the Earth. An interesting challenge for you. So, as the sun sets on the Himalayas, we have some interesting data there about the Earth and its shape. Make sure you do a good job on that graph, make it look smart and clear. If you've got any questions, please be in touch. Next time, we're going to have a look at how long a day is. I'll see you then.